Well, I got another video review for you today. This is another one from a company called Proyama. You seen a few weeks ago I did a review on their brush cutter and I was very pleased with it. And then I ended up buying their blower and was very pleased with it as well. So today I'm going to be reviewing their pole saw, if I can get into the thing. Now I will say, whenever you receive it, it'll come in this bigger box, and then this box here, well, comes in another box. So yeah, you don't have to worry about it being damaged whenever you receive it, because it comes in three separate boxes. All right, so I went ahead and opened up the third box, and you can see everything in here. You can see the engine is right here, and this is one of the ones that has the ability to put your attachment on the end of here. So if you've got other, attachments that you want to hook into this, you can. They've got brush cutters and weed whackers and any kind of attachment you can think of, but it'll all interchange with this power head here. All right, so I definitely wasn't expecting this. This is a big duffel bag that they provide you, I guess, to put the power head in. This is for all the other accessories and stuff that they give you. I really didn't expect the duffel bag this big. This thing's really nice, guys. It's got two big old handles on it, and then it's got the name on it there, the Proyama. It's lined with I guess it's like a PVC lining, so in case something wants to leak oil or something out of the bar on the pole saw, then it won't make a mess in here. So yeah, that's pretty neat. I didn't know that it come with that. It also comes with a 3-foot extension, and this is very similar to the one that I have. I already have a pole saw from Echo, and this one is very similar to theirs. So this one's just pretty much just a 3-foot extension, so you can reach up higher into the tree and cut your limb. And this one here comes with a padded harness. The brush cutter that I got, I wasn't expecting the harness to be as nice as it was, but it really was. And this one is too. I mean, this one's really thick right here, and this is to keep the motor off your leg when you're cutting, so it don't burn you. And then you've got a padded harness here. You can see right there, it's got padding in there, just like a vinyl, and it keeps a lot of the weight on your shoulders, instead of trying to hold it all with your hands, because sometimes when you're cutting some of those limbs way on up through there, it can be a handful. But yeah, that's pretty nice. I mean, you see that thing's very well built. It's got a quick disconnect right in there. All right, so I told you guys wrong. This is not the 3-foot extension. This is actually part of the unit right there that hooks onto the end of the chainsaw part of it. So it just slides in there. Now this piece here is the actual 3-foot attachment, where you can hook it on and extend it out. I'm gonna set this aside, and then I went ahead and unboxed everything else. But I just wanted to give you a quick run through what all it comes with. It comes with just some, a little cheap pair of gloves. Probably won't use them, but I mean, at least it comes with it. And yeah, just a little cheap pair of gloves. They've got like a little rubberized coating on them, just a run of the mill. Then it comes with some tools and your scrunch right in there. It comes with your paperwork, and then it comes with a little sheath for the bar. And then the bar and the chain are both made by Oregon. So I was really shocked at that. I mean, I don't see how that they can offer this thing at this price point and it be using name brand stuff like Oregon bars and chains. So then it comes with this little mixing bottle, so you can mix put your gas in here, and then it shows you where to fill it on up to for your oil. Now if you wanted to, you could use this as to put bar oil in, but it's made for mixing gas. And then they got this little piece here, and it needs to be put together. It comes with several pieces here, but it's pretty much just like a little face shield, to protect limbs from hitting you in the face. Probably won't use it, but at least it comes with it. And then it comes with some hearing protection, just a little cheapo run-of-the-mill. And then it's got your handle. So I gotta say, man, that handle is pretty strong, and it needs to be, because that's one thing with my Echo. The handle, it hadn't broke with me, but it's not nearly as strong as this. And when you're trying to hold something that long up in the air, sometimes it feels a little shaky, and I don't care that much for that. So I do like the fact that this one's stronger than the Echo. And I'll go ahead and get it all put together, and I'll probably do the review on this tomorrow. I've got some you know, a limb to cut down at my mother's house, and I told her I'd come use the saw for that. But like I said, I already do own a Echo pole saw, and I have the 3-foot extension and all that, and so I know just how they work, and I've ran it for years. And I'll go ahead and be honest with you, just the attachment, not the power head, not the weed eater part that has the motor on it, but just the extension pole, and this right here is $200 from Echo. And I know because I went into a pawn shop probably 10 years ago, and they had one in the box. It was brand new, had never been used, and I bought it for $100, and that was probably close to 10 years ago. So anyways, I've never had any problems out of it. Echo makes good stuff, but I seen this, and I thought, well, I think I'd like to review that. And since I'd reviewed some of their other products, I thought, let's try it out. Now, this one differs than the Echo in the way that this one here is able to rotate. So you're able to rotate the cutting head of it. So if my Echo is straight and you can't adjust it, this one here, I can pull this little lever out and I can adjust it to like a 90-degree angle. So, you know, if you got a limb in an odd position, then you can do that. Also, I noticed right here while I'm sitting here talking to you, this one here has a grease fitting in it. My Echo doesn't have no grease fitting in it. Anyways, gotta say, it looks pretty decent. Can't really give you a good, honest review without testing it out first. So I don't, you know, I want to be cautious on what I say because I've not used it. All right, guys, so I'm going to show you how to put this together real quick. And you're going to get this piece here where it's blank on each end. You know, there's just going to be like a little plastic cap on there, and you'll have 2 ends. I know it'll look the same to some of you just looking at it this way, but if you look here in the end, this is a square. That little metal piece there in the middle, that's a square. And if you look in the middle of this one, it's like a spline. And so what we're going to do is take the square end, and the square end attaches to the power head down here. But this splined end attaches up here to the unit where the chainsaw part is. And where it attaches is, you'll see right here, there's a hole right there. And then right here on top of this, there is a bolt there in the middle. Okay, so you're going to slide it in just like that. And then you're going to start tightening that bolt down. Then it locks this piece in there where it can't turn or pull in or out. And then you tighten that down. Then you come over here to your tools that they provide you. They give you some Allen wrenches, and what you'll do is just go ahead and tighten that up. Don't go too crazy with it. Now, I told you it come with some tools and stuff. I also noticed just then whenever I dumped the tools out, it also comes with a rat tail file. So if you need to sharpen your chain, you know, let's say it gets dull, and there's plenty of videos on the internet, you know, that can show you, but you know, I just do mine by looking at it, and I sharpen mine with the direction of the little cutting edge on the chain, and I've never had any problems. I've always got a sharp chain on mine. Once I got that put on there, then that is secure. I'm going to go back and tighten these bolts up and make sure they're nice and tightened down. Again, they ain't got to be 100 foot-pounds or nothing, but they do need to be tight. And now there is no play in this thing. I mean, there's no play at all. And so it's going to look something just like that. So I guess next what you want to do is, and I'm not even going by the instructions here, I'm just going by years of playing with these things and chainsaws and pole saws and all that. But that still don't mean I can't mess up. I'm only human. But what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and open the chain and get the bar right there. And I believe this is a 12-inch bar. So that is, I believe, a little bit longer than the Echo that I have. I believe my Echo is probably a 10-inch, I believe. Pretty certain. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and pull this out here. And just be patient. If you got a kink in your chain, just be patient and look at how it comes undone. And then what you want to do next is look at the chain and find the direction of the cutters. You can see right there, that's your cutting edge right there, and they're facing this way. So the chain's going to rotate in that direction there, going this way. So with that being said, you're going to go ahead and put your chain right there on your bar, and you've got a little sprocket right here on the end of your bar. Now, for some of you it's new to this, you got a little hole right there. If you don't know what that's for, that's you can buy a little grease gun that pumps grease into that. And it goes on the other side, and what that does is it greases that little bearing right there in the middle, and that's what you know, keeps this chain operating smoothly. So we're just going to go ahead and set it in there just like that, guys. And then now we're going to take this here and we're going to set it just like that. We're going to set that chain right over into this little geared area, and you can see right just like that's the way that it fits on there. And if you'll notice that there's a little arrow pointing back this way, and that's exactly right, because the chain is going to be going in that direction. It's going to be operating in that direction, just the way that I've got it turned right there. Now when you go ahead and put the chain on the bar and set it on here, you're going to notice that there's going to be like a little silver bolt, well, not even a bolt, it's going to be like a little stud sticking up right there, and it might not align with the bar. So what you might have to do is take your little tool here, your little scrunch tool with the flat blade on it, and there's a little adjuster right there. So that's how you adjust the tension on your chain. And go ahead and get your little nut tightened up, and not super tight, just tight enough to keep the bar from flapping around, but loose enough to where it can, that adjuster can still move. And so right now the chain is real loose, and so like I said, you're going to use that adjuster to go through here and tighten that chain up. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but you just turn that and it'll tighten the chain up. To the right, it tightens it up. All right, you can see that the chain is a lot tighter on here than what it was. I just need to keep tightening it up a little bit at a time, and it's going to take a few turns. So you know, you might have to spend a couple minutes tightening it up, but you can see right there that just another 2 turns and it tightened it up. Now, you know, I know there's people out there, they've got their way of tightening it up, but for me, I'm going to tighten mine to where whenever I lift the chain up, that the bottom of the chain is just right there at the bar, if that makes any sense. You can see right there, I can only lift it up so much. You know, I don't want it real loose, and I don't want it so tight. I want there to be just a little bit of slack in that chain, just a tiny bit. That way it's not binding up on that bar. And so you can see right now, it's fluid like it. So whenever it moves, it's not going to bind up, and it's not going to strain the saw trying to turn that chain. So now you can see it's just nice and fluid. And then now you go back and you tighten this nut up right here. So I went to tighten the nut up with the scrunch and it doesn't work. So they provide you with a 13mm wrench that you tighten that nut with. And again, you don't go crazy with this. I mean, it's doesn't have to be 100 foot-pounds, but it does have to be tight enough to where, you know, it keeps that bar in place and doesn't become loose. So now what you want to do is just take and connect it to the power head. And the way that you're going to connect it is just pull this little pin right here, and that, by pulling that little pin, it allows this thing to slide in there, and you can see that it turns until it locks into the little hole. And then when it locks into the hole, then this is put in there in the right direction where it needs to be. And then you can see right here there's a little bit of play in it. Well, that's fine, because there's a little thumb screw right here that you can hold this and tighten this up, and this just clamps onto it, tightens it up where there's no slop and play into the actual pulp. So now it's all nice and one. And then, you know, if you want to add the extension in there, you do it the same way. You just loosen this up, take this piece out, and then you just put this piece in its place, and this just slides right into there, the same as that piece did. That attaches just like that piece did. So it's very easy to, you know, extend it on out. So next, all you gotta do is put gas in it and get this thing rolling. And you know, as far as the gas, they say that it requires 87 octane minimum, and I like to put the 87 octane, you know, the ethanol free. That way it doesn't eat up your fuel lines and all that, and you don't have carburetor gumming up and all that. And so that's just what I like to run in it. But you can run ethanol gas in it, that's fine as well. You know, it is a 50-to-1 oil fuel mixture. It is a 2-cycle. It says right here that the motor is a 42.7 cc, which is rated at 1.7 horsepower. It says the fuel tank is 33.8 ounces and the speed is 9,000 RPM. And it tells you right here, it's got some pictures in it. It shows you how to use the harness that it comes with right here. Shows you how to hook it up if you ain't ever worn one before. You know, it pretty much just addresses everything that you need. A lot of it's safety stuff that we already know, or most of us know. I know there's a few out there that's not too bright, but you know, it pretty much just shows you how to, you know, start it and all that. But I'll show you guys that tomorrow. I've got to go cut a limb at my mom's house on her driveway. Anyways, I appreciate you guys watching this far, and I appreciate it. See you tomorrow. All right, so this is day number 2. We made it down here to Calhoun, Georgia, about an hour and a half from my house where my mom lives, and she's got some limbs that's going over the driveway that I've already cut, and you can see that big pile back there. But I just wanted to use it before I showed it off and give a review on it. But gotta say, this thing works really well. Before I got started though, I went ahead and filled this thing full of bar and chain oil. It's got a little reservoir here on it, right in there. And then right here, it's got a Zerk fitting. And I put a couple pumps of some lithium grease in there last night. And as far as the chain goes, I didn't want to start it dry, so I sprayed a little WD-40 on it until the bar and chain oil got distributed on the chain there. And I went ahead and greased this little fitting right in there, like I showed you guys, that little hole right there. You just squirt grease down in it, and then went ahead and added the extension because I knew I was going to need it here. So anyways, you can see I've got the harness on, and the harness just, you know, protects your side right here. And you know, if you like me, you got a big belly, protects your belly from that hot motor. And now I will say, once you get this all on here, it can be a handful. You know, you might, you know, if you're older or don't have much strength, you know, you might have to get somebody to help you hook this in here. There we go, just like that. And then as far as this little knob here, to start it, you pull it back. It's different than some of the ones I've used. So start goes back like that, stop pushes forward. And you know, and then you've got just your typical safety trigger. You mash this one down and then squeeze the trigger. But anyways, the way that you start it is you pull up on the choke and choke the unit, and then you crank it, and then as you warm up, then you pull it down in the run position. But since I got an extra set of hands here, I can go ahead and put this on, and I'm going to get my girlfriend to pull the rope, so I don't have to fight this thing. So let's see if she can do it while videoing. There we go. If she can do it, you guys can do it. So anyway, I'm just going to start with some little stuff, and then I'll go to some bigger stuff. But this thing's a beast. It's got a lot of power. I mean, I ain't even used just a tiny little bit of gas, maybe a quarter of a tank. So it's not even broken in yet. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Hey, I know they got a belly shot on that one, but I don't care. I was able to reach up about 15 feet on that one because I'm about 6'1" tall, and you know, pushing this thing up through there, I probably got close to 15 feet. So anyway. You guys can see that ain't no joke. That's a heavy limb right there. It's as big around as my hand, as big around as my arm. So, yep, thing's heavy. Cut right to it. Looks like butter. Alright guys, so I've been hard at it for a few hours now. I've had to take a few breaks in between. My arms are just like jello from holding this thing. I ain't used to using these muscles, and the gout in my feet just can't hold out for much standing. But I tell you, this thing works really good. It works every bit as good as the Echo that I have, that I paid a lot more money for. But yeah, it seems to work great. I haven't come across anything that it couldn't, you know, cut through. And the bar on it is a foot long, so you know, it says that it can cut up to 8-inch limbs. Shoot, I hadn't had any problems. I cut 8-inch stuff across in the back, and then right over there off that oak tree over there, it didn't even bog down. I mean, literally. Now sometimes the chain will get caught, you know, when you're first starting out, and you have to rev it up, and then it catches up, and then this thing just really takes off. But thing's got a lot of power, very powerful, and you know, just seems to work good. Now I haven't had the chain come off or any of that. You know, it's held on there. Now I do get a few little limbs and stuff that I have to pull off, and that's fine, but the oiler seems to be oiling, and the chain guard is held on there. It hadn't come loose or any of that. And you know, the chain is still tight from where I first started, you know, several hours ago. Hadn't had to do anything to it except put some gas in it, and I still haven't ran out of gas. I mean, that's still where I filled it up, you know, hours ago, and it's still running good so far. So I can report to you that it works, and it works good. It's got a lot of power, so I don't think you guys would be disappointed, especially for the price point. Now, as far as longevity, I can't tell you. You know, this ain't a long-term review, so I've only used it for a few hours today, so it's not like I'm gonna lie to you and say, hey, go out and buy one because it'll last you 15 years. I don't know. You know, I just know that it starts up easy. I mean, starts on the first pull, turns off easy, and you know, it does have some weight to it. I ain't gonna lie about that. You know, that big motor is a little heavy. I think it's 1.7 horsepower. I think they just went ahead and rated it as 2 horsepower, but it's got enough power. Now, as far as the feature right here, where, you know, you can pull this out and it bends, I hadn't even used it, to be honest with you, because, you know, unless you're just needing that angle, then you probably won't use that. You know, like I said, I've not used it, but it does seem to, you know, work good. But, you know, I just hadn't used it. But I'll show you right here on this tree. I've got a few more little limbs and stuff to get, but you can see I've got a big pile right there, then I've got another pile right over there, and then I've got a huge pile in the backyard where I cut down some Bradford pears, cut down some crepe myrtles, and then over here in these piles, this was oak over there, and these are Bradford pears here. So just trying to prepare. You know, I'm at my mom's house. She's 74. She can't do this crap, so, you know, she asked me if I could come, you know, work in her yard a little bit, so I did. And anyways, I'm wore out, guys. I'm sorry if I'm not very lively. You know, I've run myself too far today. But as far as this Proyama pole saw goes, you know, it's a good one, and I've really enjoyed it. It just works good, guys. So I'm gonna do a couple more cuts just to show you, but stay tuned. Like good on the other side facing me too. Guys, this thing, and I hadn't even sharpened the chain on it. This is just the way that it comes right out of the package. So it's pretty sharp. I hadn't had to do anything to it. So that's a wrap, guys. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in this, I am an Amazon affiliate, and if you click on my link, you can buy it through me. I might make a couple of dollars on it, but truthfully, I'm not trying to sell you on it. If you don't want it, don't get it. But let's say if you buy it, you don't like it, return it. You know, but I don't think you will. I think you'll see what I'm talking about. You know, Proyama does offer a lot for the money. And, sorry about all the road noise, but I think they offer a lot, a tool for the money. And I think if you try one out, I don't think you'll be returning it. And if you do, put it in my comments on the video. Let me know how you like it. And if you used one before, if you bought one, you liked it and didn't like it, let me know. But I appreciate if you buy from my link down below. I might make a couple of bucks. It just helps me out and keeps me motivated to make all these videos. So please like and subscribe if you would. Until next time, see ya.